I'm a designator myself.
Well, I just kind of get the gist of it, you know. And the stories, I love the stories.
I do too. To me, history is nothing without that story.
I know the stories are wonderful.
The people come alive if you do it correctly, and you know them.
Yeah.
People I've never known in my life, when you say their name, I say, oh yeah, I remember.
Right.
And I don't, but I do.
The house across from the Slater house, catty corner across from the Slater house, was a what you'd call a bed and breakfast, I guess, but it was a boarding house. And during tobacco season, all the tobacco men would stay in the house there and have their meals and so forth. And it was the Overby house. Well, I just always thought that the Overbys had built the house. But when we did the research, we found out that the house was built by someone who was here for only a few years and worked in a bank here, worked in the Old Citizens Bank. And then he sold the house not to the Overbys, but to Dr. Mormon, old Dr. Mormon, that was a doctor here in the area. He sold the house to him. And Dr. Mormon bought the house and had all of his family there. You know, he had a
large family.
Big family. And Ms. Mormon told him she couldn't raise those children in this big town. And so he had to buy her a house out on the Ocilla Highway out there in the country. And they sold the house and moved out to the country.
See?
So we found out all kinds of really interesting things like that.
And about interesting people. That formed Douglas the way it is.
Yes.
For those of you who do not know, the book, and I'm going to lift it up and share it with everybody, Johnny can get it, it's for sale at the museum. We're the only place in Coffee County that has the book, and it makes a great Christmas gift. Great.
Really?
I sell a lot of them at Christmas time because they get all excited. So I thank you for coming today and telling us about the beginnings of this book and how it all got started and completed.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I enjoyed being here.
We'll be right back.
Here in Georgia, summertime means school's out, time for vacations and family fun.
It also means warmer temperatures, and the heat inside a closed car can quickly rise to dangerous, even deadly levels.
That's why we're reminding you to always look again and never leave children alone in a vehicle.
Look Again is an important reminder not only for child care providers, but also for parents, grandparents, friends, anyone caring for a child.
When you arrive at your destination, look through your car to make sure everyone is out safely. Then look again.
If you see a child left alone in a vehicle, call 911 immediately. Every minute counts.
Help us spread this important message by visiting our website or following us on Facebook and Twitter. Everyone can play their part. Right, Callie?
Welcome back. Our next guest today is Jim Cottingham. I should say doctor, but I'm not. We're going to talk about the very early days of the A&M school, which is now South Georgia State College.
Good, that's right. Well, thanks for inviting me, and it's good to do this. August the 18th of this year, 2016, will mark the 110th anniversary of the founding of what's now South Georgia State College.
Amazing.
And it has a wonderful story beginning in the state capitol in Atlanta. In the summer of 1906, under the leadership of Governor Terrell, a bill was passed providing for an A&M school in each congressional district in Georgia. And the bill passed with a great deal of enthusiasm. It had been sponsored by a man from Hall County named H.H. Perry, but it engendered a great deal of support. And the idea was to, in each congressional district, to have a residential high school that emphasized agricultural and mechanical arts. So the idea of the schools was to solve two problems. One related to curriculum. Is it okay to study practical matters?
Right.
The answer to that is yes. And then to solve the transportation issue in the early 20th century, even getting from just a few miles from here into an accredited high school was just unthought of. So you had just scores of very small schools that met just part of the year, very uneven quality, and so it thought it'd be great for the state to have a series of A&M schools. And so after that bill was passed, each of the congressional districts were then assigned with deciding where it would reside. And so for Douglas, there was a tremendous amount of competition. The most intense competition was from the east and the west. Irwin County wanted it, Ware County wanted it. Other counties wanted it, but not nearly as badly as sort of the three of us. And so you work up a bidding war. And the state had said that each community that was to house one of these would have to provide at least $40,000 for the construction of the initial buildings, and some land, at least 200 acres, and anything else that the community wanted to provide to make it attractive for the school to locate there. So about 30 leading citizens of Douglas and Coffee County put together a plan that included 300 acres donated by Benijah Peterson, who lived up here on what's now North Peterson Avenue. Chris Trowell tells us at the time it was Jacksonville Street.
Street it was.
Okay, now Peterson Avenue after his early demise. But B. Peterson became the benefactor of the school. I think he authorized the group to give away maybe 200 acres, and they took 300 acres. And in addition, they raised the money, got it up to $60,000 through the public treasury. And Douglas threw in something that nobody else had come up with, and that was 10 years free water and electrical service.
Oh, they were ahead of their time, weren't they?
Yeah, so there you go. Years later, there was a meeting at the college, and Mayor J.C. Adams was introducing Denton Coker, who was introducing the head of the Georgia Association of Junior Colleges or something, and Mayor Adams turned and said, Dr. Coker, we'd like to have that again. 10 years. Oh, but anyway, let's no, the other way around. Coker asked Adams for that, but
that would be nice,
get 10 years free light and utilities and water. But so that was the plan, and there were a lot of backstories. One was that the county had some money. There was a general will for this to be done. But the county had some money in hand, but nothing close to the $40,000 that needed to go into this overall $60,000. And so J.W. Quincy had the proposal to go to a number of leading landowners in Coffee County and have them pay their ad valorem taxes early. And enough of them agreed to it that there was enough money in hand that when Quincy went up to see his friend, Governor Terrell, money in hand, not a promissory note, or we think we can get $60,000. He had good old U.S. currency. There it was, and the decision was made soon thereafter to bring the college to Douglas. So it was an exciting time, an exciting story, and a real success about going after something you really want. Now at the time, about the turn of the century, there were about 600 people living in Douglas itself. And by the first year that the college got going, about 1908, there were 115 to 130 students. So you can, coming from about 15 different counties, each county could do, and so forth. It made a huge impact on the community, and just been something that's been a real positive through the year. So come around the middle of August this year, we'll be saluting South Georgia State College and remembering some of the fine moments that led to its founding.
That would be wonderful. Is the college going to have any programs or anything, or have they said anything yet?
I'm sure it's just kind of slipping up on everybody. The college made had a huge celebration for the centennial.
Right.
In 2006. If there's some major celebrations going on, I don't know about it, but certainly during the 2016-2017 year, we'll hear some things about.
I'm sure. And it's good to know that politics worked well at the turn of the century as it does now.
Well, it worked. You laugh, but not everybody liked to see that much money changing hands.
No.
And so there was a presentment before the grand jury in 1907 saying they was wrong. You shouldn't do this. And so they brought it before the grand jury to hear it out, to see if these community leaders, some elected, some had overstepped their bounds. And the grand jury said no. These people acted in good faith, and our children and grandchildren shall someday rise up and call them blessed for having done this. Isn't that great?
I love the blessed part.
So here we are.
I'm not sure about that. Knowing the names on that list, I'm not so sure about blessed.
But anyway, that was good.
I love it.
So
That is hilarious.
it all worked out.
And it's still going strong. And for years, for 110 years, it has
right.
been a major contributor to our community.
For sure.
In a variety of ways.
Yep, surely has.
Well, thank you for bringing us this information.
Well, thanks for
We
having me
appreciate
on,
it.
Carol. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Here in Georgia, summertime means school's out, time for vacations and family fun.
It also means warmer temperatures, and the heat inside a closed car can quickly rise to dangerous, even deadly levels.
That's why we're reminding you to always look again and never leave children alone in a vehicle.
Look Again is an important reminder not only for child care providers, but also for parents, grandparents, friends, anyone caring for a child.
When you arrive at your destination, look through your car to make sure everyone is out safely. Then look again.
If you see a child left alone in a vehicle, call 911 immediately. Every minute counts.
Help us spread this important message by visiting our website or following us on Facebook and Twitter. Everyone can play their part. Right, Callie?
Welcome back. I am so glad you watched us today, and I hope you continue to view this program. We love doing it for you. Just some updates. We are working on the Coffee County Memory Project, which is integration years, and we've been doing interviews in several surrounding communities in the county. We are now focusing in Douglas at the museum, and we've had quite a few people participate. Please, if you're willing to share your memories of this time, just give us a call, look on our website, or drop by the museum. We'd be glad to entertain all offers. We did last Saturday, Friday, whatever day it was, July the 1st, we had the Carver School reunion, the multiple years, and we had a great crowd and a good time, and we had the most fun, but we have a new exhibit up. It is on Carver School from 1940s right on up to 69. And please come by and see that. You'll see some faces that you know. Some of them I didn't know were cheerleaders, and I was shocked. So come by and check. We'll also be doing a new program in the museum in August called Supporters